Okay.
Hey everyone, welcome to another wonderful motivational Monday. And these are my favorite motivational Mondays when I'm talking to one of my beloved clients, Michele Hawthorne. Hello and welcome. How are you today?
Hello, Coach Mo. I'm doing great, and I am excited to be here. Thank you. And
Yeah.
hello out there.
Hello to everyone. I am really, really happy and excited to talk with you. Your career trajectory through the 12 weeks we worked together was a memorable one for me. And we may not have to talk about everything, but as you know, I really enjoyed the progress that you made and how you came into your power in a very, very wonderful way. Michele, we were talking a little bit before we went live here. You're the Associate Executive Director of Implementation for a large healthcare conglomerate, dare we say, helping them maintain cost controls and have the right supplies and things like that. You probably had a few challenges over the last 12 months with your role. What were some of the things that you were able to marshal up? And then we'll talk about how we got to each other. What were some of your
Yeah.
wins that you've had?
Well, some of the challenges, of course, with COVID being in healthcare, and my team directly works with and supports all of the frontline nurses and physicians and all other clinicians that work in different specialties. So we really stood up to have pivoting to figure out daily sometimes what was the next step. So it was quite intense, particularly through the summertime last year. It was quite intense. And then it really gave me an opportunity to step up in some other leadership opportunities in leading some of the command center. So if you've ever worked in healthcare, we set up command center incident command so that we can really address everybody's needs all at once.
Yeah.
So quite challenging.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the cool thing about coming into your power in a full way and really owning who you are is that women who, like you, have important jobs. And not only are your coworkers, peers, colleagues, superiors, people on your team relying on you to have your power and do right by all of them, but also family and the rest of your life. What was going on when you kind of like hit that clarity call button way back
I
when?
remember what led up to the clarity call button. I was pretty exhausted, and I still loved what I was doing because it was necessary and it was just a point in time. I had also been thinking through, even prior to COVID, what is my next step? I have been I was in my role for several years, and I have had a great progression in my career. So I wasn't dissatisfied, but I wanted to level up. And I watched your five stages,
Yeah.
5 steps, and I watched that and I thought, this is exactly what I want. And what was unique was there's a lot of coaching programs out there that coach about, different aspects of reaching your highest, but they really don't focus on a career focus. And what attracted me to your program is, and it was really career based. And even if you're changing careers or wherever you're at in a pivoting point, a pivotal moment in your in time, so it really resonated with me. And I thought, this is what I've been looking for. I had probably watched 100 different coaching advertisements.
You did your homework.
And what resonated is I wanted to still continue in the career. And so your direction was exactly what attracted me. So I made the call and said, let's set this up.
Right on, right on. It's funny. I just spoke to someone yesterday who joined the workshop, and she was outside frustrated last week. And she kind of she said, I just said, God, send me an answer so that I can fix what's going on in my career. And she said, I went back in the house and I got on my phone and I scrolled and I saw your Facebook ad. And I'm like, okay. And like you just described, the webinar resonated. One of the things that I think resonates not only with you, Michele, but the other women who were in the workshop with you, and you got to meet several dozen of those gals as well. When I was in my career, my soul was feeling a little bit lost and disassociated, and I was uh, on paper successful and moving up with each career move I made, but inside I was not 100% connected with myself. And I was on a spiritual journey over here, and I was on my career journey over there. And as you know, because we've known each other for a little bit now, when I had my breast cancer journey, it forced me to go much deeper to pull those two pieces of me together, which was where I really got my power. And I'm like, oh, that's what women need. Women need to really find their essence and their soul and their truth for them. It's not a one size fits all thing. It's for you and who you are and what you're all about. So you said yes to yourself.
I did. I said yes.
And just watching that smile come on your face, isn't that like one of the coolest things ever when you're like, you know what? I'm going to do this and I'm going to solve this problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's
Exactly.
very empowering, isn't it? It's just super
It's
duper empowering.
very empowering. It's been, and it's continued to be very empowering because of the coaching program, the methodology, the time spent, and the dedication from you and your other coaches is tremendous. And what was really empowering too is the way the program is having the insight to all of these other women that
Mhm.
are in different careers,
Yeah.
different, but even being a part of their coaching, it enriched my life as well.
Yes. Yes. Oh, we lost your audio there. Yeah,
Sorry.
I agree. And it's a consistent theme that we hear from the women who are in the workshop, that the coaching that they're exposed to in the group setting is just, I would have never thought of that. Oh my God, that's so helpful. We just did a little, as you know, we do some like different things to let go of limiting beliefs and that sort of thing. So we've had a couple of sessions where we've helped one of our gals really release that, and then everyone's like, "I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to release those beliefs." Folks, if you're listening and what Michele is talking about feels right and is resonating, go ahead and you can book your clarity call at mofall.com/live clarity. And that really is the point of it all, Michele. As you know, we want to know what's really going on and if it is the thing that we fix. Because if it's not the thing that we fix, we can't help you and we might send you in another direction. The reason why you got so much value out of the other women in the workshop is because they all have a similar problem that we fix. So it wasn't like, oh, this person's going to start their bakery. This person's going to have a laptop lifestyle. Like everyone is reclaiming their power and wanting to work in a professional atmosphere. What were some of the aha moments that you had in our 12-week journey specifically that you want to share with folks that really were impactful to you?
Some of the aha moments was really finding my true mission and purpose. And it was really resonated with me. And it continues to be that daily motivation. And which we called, the MoFall motivation. And it just it continues to give me that empowerment to find to continue to grow. That was probably the aha moment, is that identifying where my mission is. Where did that come from? And it was true. It has truly been a big aha moment for me. And I would say the next is some of the presentation skills, the other tools that we use that you've provided through different methods, and maybe some not traditional methods. So, people think of consult or career consulting or growth or looking for help, it may be advising. This is much more than advising. This is about who you are as a whole person,
Mhm.
and to bring that to the table. So, so improving on my presentation skills, that level of speaking, and really leveling up. How could I do that? I didn't have a method to do that before your program.
Right. And I remember in my career, and I think this is probably true for you, Michelle, but like other people are moving on and moving up, and you're like, but I'm smart. I'm working hard. Why is that not me? What's going on there? And I talked to you today, and I am talking to a grounded, centered, powerful woman who's in her power and in her certainty and in her truth. And you had a lot more nervous energy before, didn't you?
Absolutely. Yes. It was a lot more nervous energy. And the nervous energy, what I've learned with the tools from your coaching program is to really focus that.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's not that it's always gone, but I have, and I said this earlier, to me, the coaching program is a pantry of my recipe that I'm going to go make that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I know what I'm wanting to accomplish that day, I can pull from the coaching program and apply that, and
Yeah.
it creates that pathway. And so my nervous energy is dissipated through
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And when you have a core vibrational truth and you feel your life force going through your body, your soul is kind of like alive inside there. Things just don't rattle us as much when we are living that way, do they?
Yeah, they don't rattle as much. And because then there's always tools, and there's also supplemental ways that, through the coaching that you all provide so much amazing coaching that I could write something in our page, or write what I needed coaching on, and right away it would start to resonate. What was the next thing?
Hmm.
So there was always a pathway to what that next step it
Yeah.
was for me.
Yeah. I know that when you come into your power and you really know who you are at a deep level, not only is the career easier, better, you're able to just execute in a way that you're sure of yourself, but your family wins too, don't they?
They do. What was great about this is I have a great family. My husband's very supportive and awesome, and we have three kids. The youngest is a teenage daughter. So my teenage daughter sees her mom doing these things that can really impact as a role model for her and my sons. And I've also brought in many of the aspects to some of our family dinners,
Hmm.
and we'll take a minute to, we've written our goals out using some of the 8x8 methods,
Yeah.
and then taking in and looking at our vision boards.
Mhm.
So it's really impacted not just me, but my family and my team.
Yeah.
I manage a highly effective team across several states in the United States. So the methods that I've used have made me a better leader.
Amen to that. When I was still in the corporate world, a lot of the things that are in the workshop are things that I started using with my teams because I realized that they were struggling with the same things that I had sort of kind of put together after my breast cancer journey. And when they were out talking to a client or presenting something or sometimes handling a really dicey situation, they were losing it.
Hmm.
And so I started some of these soul techniques, sort of like as management development, learning, presentation style, things like that. And they would come up to me and say afterwards, that what you did in the management meeting, that helped me communicate with my wife better. That helped me feel more comfortable, when my son really needed me for something. And I thought to myself, huh, that's interesting. And it just began my own inner motivation to say, gosh, if I can help more people in corporate roles, having nice livings, feeling better about themselves, and then having some tools to just do better in the job, advance, promote, think more of themselves. Um, Maybe I should do that. So that was the thing that called me. And since you're in healthcare, and that was my background, I always feel a little bit more cozy with the things that you're challenged with, and the things that are in front of you. What are some of the things that you think your husband has seen in you that um, maybe the shine was off before, but it's back? What are some of the things you think he's able to see in you now?
Well, I think he sees me as probably more less stressed. So that's been one of the, it's reduced my stress.
Yeah.
There are some, you think being in the corporate world and the demands that we have, is it demanding? Yes.
Yeah.
And is it challenging? Yes. But I'm more present and I have much more balance. So
Mhm.
he sees me as more available, and that balance for my personal life with my very demanding executive life is, he sees that I'm much more happier.
Yeah.
And he always says a happy wife is a happy life.
Amen to that. Amen to that. And
Yeah.
it's true. I mean, the almost every household revolves around the woman caretaker person, okay,
Yes.
mother. Um, and so, truthfully, when we bring so much stress and strain and struggle home, I mean, the kids are getting it, the dog's getting it. Um, I know when we were raising teenagers, I was stressed out to the max executive, and I say this to the day and to my kids, I was not the best parent for them.
Hmm.
I sort of sometimes probably treated them like they were like underlings. Do this, do that. I can't believe. And so not having that, I don't know, brutal stress in the household just changes everything. And now I know how much teenagers really want to be cared for and loved and be seen. And
Yes, it is about time. We think that
yeah,
teenagers don't really want to be around us, but they do.
they do.
And they just don't know how to say it.
Exactly.
And so it's
Exactly.
really made me, when I'm not preoccupied with my next step, or have some worry about my work, then I'm better. I'm a better parent. I'm
Yeah.
better with them. I have two teenagers,
Hmm.
and it has been a blessing to them to have me present, and really just not stressed, and being able to disconnect, because now I don't overwork.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not in that perfectionist and that mode of having to be all,
Right.
and really use those tools to make my life better as a whole. It
Absolutely.
didn't this program has not only made my career better, and where I'm my trajectory, it has created my life to be better.
Hmm.
And that was probably one of the most unexpected gifts of this coaching program.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that while you were going through it because you used to comment just about how different things were possible and how you were enjoying things that you hadn't really enjoyed, and how easy it is for us to withdraw from our family and not quite feel it because we think it's normal to be a stressed out mom, or everyone sort of like accepts it. And when we are able to heal that inner self, get into our power, love ourselves, uh,
Hmm.
be able to not feel like we have to put boundaries up, but to basically say, you know what, my work can wait for a while I eat dinner and take care of people and be present. What would you tell the Michele before, or someone who is in that same type of soup, if you will? What would you advise her, knowing what you know now?
Knowing what I know now is, there is no doubt that this came to you for a reason, that you're watching this for a reason.
Mm,
And and really, without additional help, you stay in the same place. In order for me to grow, I needed to do something different. So the what I would tell the Michele back then, or the others that are seeing this or on the fence, is is if you want to grow, you have to take that risk and reach out and learn from others, because that's it wasn't going to get me anywhere to stay and do the same things that I was doing.
Right.
So I took the leap because I knew that I couldn't do it without others' help.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
Yeah.
making that decision, and taking action for that decision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I have loved it ever since I made that decision.
Yeah,
It's been amazing.
it's empowering to do that. And so many women want to do it on their own and want to like, I don't need
Yeah.
help, I can handle this, I can do this. And because we're sort of taught that, aren't we? To take on the problem and to do it. But asking for help and getting an expert on your side
Hmm.
is a life-changing situation. I mean, as you know, I've had a coach, a different one along the way, but for 21 years I've invested in coaching. And I I don't even know where my career would have gone if I didn't have that level of support and help from an outsider who sees things differently, who has answers that I don't have. So, I mean, really kudos to you for wanting to kind of get off the treadmill of the way that you were able to get yourself to a certain place. I mean, hey, that's cool. But to be able to be the person you wanted to be, to show up, family, career in a more powerful, holistic way. Just bravo to you, and it's really great to talk to you and see you. And I can tell that you're in high demand, um, and you've got a lot going on in your career, and I know in your life with two teenagers. So thank you so much for spending the time to share your story, Michele, and to be with me and to be with us here on this Motivational Monday. Folks, the life that Michele is describing in what she was able to put together for herself and to be for her family and for her career and be able to serve in a way that doesn't feel like she's giving herself or depleting of herself is certainly available to you. And it gets started with a clarity call. Complimentary clarity call gets things going. It's a deep call, isn't it, Michele? It's
It
a
is. It's an amazing call.
yeah,
Definitely well worth the time and the investment of time to do that
yeah,
call.
yeah,
It's very, it brings you to another level of insight.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's our wish to get clarity for everyone who takes the time to book it. It's mofall.com/live clarity, and we'd be happy to talk to you, take care of your career, and if we can help you, we'll talk about that. It's not always the way, so we'll send you in another direction if that's the answer. Michele Hawthorne, thank you so much for joining me today. It's great to see you.
Thank
Everyone, this
you.
is Mofall at mofall.com. Thank you, Michele.
Thank you.